Hello there. How you doing? Happy New Year. Welcome to your number one online radio. This is the maiden edition of the Melting Pot, and we want to say a big thank you to everyone who has been asking, when are you coming back online? We've missed you. We want to see your faces again. We're just feeling like we are your lost but found Facebook love. Anyways, welcome to the show. This is the show by immigrants for immigrants, and here we discuss topical issues that affect immigrants generally. This is the Melting Pot Show, and of course, I am never alone. I have got three beautiful ladies, three amazing women on the show tonight, and joining us, Savvy. How are you doing today? Hello, girl.
Hello, hello, hello. How you doing, It's so good to see you. You're looking fab,
Yes.
by the way.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So, what's going on? How have you been? Tell us where you're reaching us from.
Oh, nothing much. It is Savvy, all the way from Oxford County in Ontario. The weather is great. It's feeling summery, even though we are in winter, and I'm so
Mhm.
excited to be a part of this show. I can't wait to discuss, real-time conversations, have awesome conversations with everyone. It's good to be
Yeah.
here.
Awesome. That's amazing. Thank you so much, Savvy. And our next correspondent is AY. Hello, girl. Hi, AY. How you doing? What's popping? What's popping?
He- hello, How are you?
I'm good. And you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
Yeah. So tell us, where are you reaching us from? The audience, they're itching to meet you.
Of course. I'm tuning in all the way from the GTA. I'm in the Greater Toronto area. Nice and slushy and cold one day, summery feeling the next day. But guess
Yeah.
what? It's what it is.
Of course, definitely. I really love it now. I feel like I'm in summer, just a little bit of cold, but it's good for my skin anyway, so I'm not complaining.
Right.
And next we have our one and only Izor. Anytime I say that name, you sound like you're into politics. I know. Are you a politician?
Let
I'm
us
not a
know how.
politician. Oh. Hi, everyone. Hi, Melting Pot family. This is season 2, and we are psyched. We're happy. The Melting Pot Show is your one stop shop for anything entertainment, news, and fun. So, welcome on board. Join us on this ride. You will be glad you did.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Izor. And we have so many juicy segments on the show tonight. And I don't want it to go anywhere because we're going to be going on a short break. And when we return, we will be going to the other news. Don't go anywhere. This is the other news. And it was said somehow, a little bird told me, oh no, not a little bird, I saw it. Taraji P. Henson actually complained that she was underpaid in her role of the movie The Color Purple. And this was an issue, and she decided that she was not going to take it anymore, and she threatened to leave. I'm wondering who can ever replace Taraji P. Henson. I'm wondering, was this Patience Ozokwo? Like, how can she even threaten to leave for Christ's sakes? Please, I don't know what you think
I
about it,
know,
ladies. Take it off from here.
I
Sabi,
know,
what do you think? Do
right?
you think anyone can replace a whole Taraji? Eh?
No,
Who?
no, definitely. Taraji is Taraji. She's in a class of her own. She's a queen. Please give it up to the queen. I saw the story as well, and this is not a new conversation. I remember that Monique, she's complained about something like this in some years back, and I remember that she was cancelled. But guess what? These are conversations that we need to be having because of there's inequality in pay based on gender, based on race. And this is something that we need to
True.
be having, even as immigrants, right? We see people being
Yeah.
underpaid, so we definitely, this is the time, this is the right time for this conversation. And I'm happy that, that Taraji spoke up, and she got support from people that are not even in the industry. So,
Yeah. I totally
Yeah.
agree. Yeah. And also, what do you think about this?
Whew, I'm taking a deep breath, guys, because it stings a bit, right? Taraji
Mm.
is a queen. She's in a category of her own, and hearing her pain, that even people that we look at on TV are complaining about being underpaid. Same thing as,
Mm,
our everyday professionals, that women are not as paid, are not paid as much as men, right? But I did
mm-hmm.
like the comeback she got from um my guy 50
50
cents.
Cent. Yeah.
So 50,
Mm,
yes, 50 cents came out and said, you know what, forget all of you guys, I'm gonna put Taraji on and I'm gonna pay her even more than I know she's worth. And
whoa.
when I read that, and we all know, we know that 50 cents is Mr. Talk and Do, as we say it in
Mm-hmm.
our side. So I'm looking
True.
forward to him actually um creating a whole show around her. And it's exciting to finally see that the black men are standing up for the black women, because it's always been
Mm-hmm.
known that is the black women is always standing up for the black men. So I'm here for it. I'm here for it. We're here for it too. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
and I always see 50 Cent as the hard on the outside, but inside he's like a teddy bear, all squishy and
So
soft and
mushy.
everything. Okay. Yeah, I'm married now. Let my husband not say that. I'll be like,
Woo!
what do you mean by that? Anyway. Okay, Izo, over to you. What do you think? What do you think about this story? I mean, imagine Taraji not being there anymore, then Patience takes over. Just think about it.
Oh
Think
my
about Patience
gosh.
being
Well,
there.
I'm not, my mind cannot even wrap around it. But I'm going to come to this story with a different angle. So I heard the news and I really hope that she doesn't quit acting because she's just phenomenal. But we should be careful in the sense that at some point the narrative was being changed. Instead of the eye on the ball, which is black
Mm,
actors or actresses in the US being underpaid, they wanted it to be a case of two black ladies fighting themselves. So they brought in the opera side of it, saying that opera should stand for her, and it was now getting murky. So my own take is let's keep our eyes on the ball and not be sidetracked
mm,
by putting
true.
two women against each other, because the same colored
True.
purple, when it came out in 1988, that's how they wanted to pitch Whoopi against Oprah.
Okay.
And they do that.
That's
I
so
don't, I don't know
true.
the people or who the puppet masters are, but if you also remember in the fashion or modeling industry, that was how they wanted to pitch Naomi against this other lady that does
I'm
one modeling show. I
the M
can't remember.
lady,
Yes. So we should keep our eyes on the ball.
Imani.
And I appreciate yeah.
Yeah.
So we have to be careful that we don't get out of scope. And I just hope they stay the course and fight for their right. That's my view.
Well, Taraji, wherever you are, just know that there is no replacement for you. Although I was trying to say, I still go for
Patience
Patience
was awkward.
Ozokwa because
Patience
she has that energy,
Okoye.
her facial looks
Please,
and
can
everything.
you
But whatever,
allow us
wherever
to
you
have
are,
fun, right?
if you ever stumble on this, because I know one day you will watch us, just know that we are rooting for you and we know that things will get better, as time goes by. Now, on our next segment, we will be joining IBs. Um, she's a very,
I
very a
want to say I
renowned
have I have other news
relationship.
as well.
Oh, true that. Do
Yeah.
you know why I'm rushing? I think I took coffee today. Crazy.
Okay.
Please share your other news, my darling.
All right, people. Are you ready? So my northern news is all the way from New Zealand. I'm not sure if you heard this news that made this news that came about, I think about last week or 2 weeks ago, about this lawmaker that was caught shoplifting and she had to resign. Now, this is a woman, and I'm always happy to see women in powerful positions. I'm all for women empowerment. I'm all for women being at the table, being able to make decisions. I remember when Kamala Harris became the VP of the US, I was so happy. You would have thought that maybe she was my auntie, and it is she's my auntie because she's black. I can link it to her as my auntie. Anyway, moving on back to the story. Now, this woman, she made history as the first ever refugee to be sworn in as a member of the parliament in New Zealand in 2017, right? She arrived in New Zealand as a child asylum seeker with her family from Iran, and she's well read. She studied from the Oxford University and became a lawyer, and eventually went on to become a member of the parliament. But here she was, caught in a shoplifting scandal, and she had to resign. And according to the story, allegedly, right? According to the story, this will be like the third time she will be doing that, and she resigned. And the story really broke my heart, because these are people that we look up to. When we talk about representation, they are making it happen. Yeah, so I'm just wondering, what do you guys think?
Oh my darling, I feel sorry for her. It's sad, And sometimes I would like to say maybe it's set up or village people, but I don't know if she believes in village people or something like that. But I don't know. AY, what do you think? I feel sorry for her. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
Oh
I'm
my
actually
God.
glad that she resigned, right? Because in another country that we are not going to name, that will not happen. But
we're not naming. We're not naming.
No, we won't.
So here's my take on it, right? So because I did look it up, and because when the news comes out like that, especially when it's an immigrant, a Black woman, it's always put out there in a very not complete way. So I dive deeper, and on, I think, Bloomberg News is where I read it, where she made a statement that due to her mental health issue, and I'm going to just kind of paraphrase it, due to her mental health issue, she's stepping away to take care of herself because of the work has been so stressful. Now, she is talking about mental health. And if it was, and I'm not condoning shoplifting, right? But if a woman in that status that is financially comfortable is going into a store to shoplift the first time, the second time, and the third time, obviously there's more to it. It's not that she needs those things or she can't afford to pay for those things. So it's just a little bit sad that the narrative now is just based on the shoplifting, versus if it was another culture or another race, another gender, we might be hearing more of the mental health issue versus the actual situation. So again, our hearts are with her. I pray for her that she does get the help that she needs. But yeah, it's a bit sad. It's a bit sad, especially her being an immigrant, and we don't get to see women that are immigrants in those kind of power, especially in New Zealand, right? So
yeah, and even as
I guess we just will, and even as a refugee claimant, right? So it's a bit sad. I just hope that they put it out there and focus a little bit more on the mental health issues surrounding it for her, and that's all I can say.
Yeah. Izor,
what do you think, Izor?
So when I heard the story, a lot of questions popped in my mind. This is a lawmaker, so she knows the consequences of breaking the law or theft, as it were. And also, in her status, money is not an object, so it's not as if she didn't have the money to pay. So the question that pops in my mind, and the story says this is the third time, what is happening in her inner caucus? Because I know that this I don't know whether to call it a state of mind or a disease, it can be medical. It's called kleptomaniac, the person that just picks stuff and they won't pay. And back in the day, if my memory serves me right, I remember there was someone in the monarchy of the British Empire that had that same tendencies, and every time she would enter the shop, she had a personal assistant that will go with her, so that whatever she picks, that person would pay. So somebody in that high class that knows that this is something I struggle with, because I don't think it just popped up now that she's in that position where she is. It might have happened, all through her life circle. So I'm curious as to why her inner circle would not help her with this. But it's also sad the way the narrative is being played out in the media space. So we'll see. We'll see. Some of these days you can only watch and see what becomes of it.
Exactly.
All right. So thank you so much for that.
Sorry,
Izor,
AY, you
I
were
think
saying?
Izor is, yeah.
No, I was teasing Izo. I said, does she have more for us?
Of course.
Yeah,
Izor is so,
I
I
don't.
love to
She's
hear.
always the intellectual mind.
Oh my
Isa will carry us.
God!
Isa will carry us to where we don't want to go.
Where we don't know.
I tell you,
No,
Izor is the
I've told
Efiko in
my
our midst.
see, I've told
Yeah.
myself this year. My mantra is no grief for anybody.
No, we are not going.
I like that. No grief for anybody.
Yes,
And maybe
so
she
we are
didn't grieve
staying
for
true to the
anybody.
mandate.
Yeah, yeah. So thank you so much. So AY, tell us, you have a story for us. What do you have in store for us today?
So, my story is a bit. It's a bit. I'll just dive into it. So, I was scrolling on the streets of Instagram, and I saw a guy that popped on one of the videos, and he was crying, raining curses, and he was really losing his mind. And I went into the comment, when you want to know the truth of what's happening in your video, you go into the comment section, and few things were being said. So this man supposedly invested $40,000 to a company in Nigeria, West Africa, to purchase a property, and then they ghosted him. So the man is now said homeless. I believe he's here in Canada. He's now homeless. So, and I looked up the company's name, and I realized that they've complained about this same company for a few years now, that they will, collect money from people and they will not deliver on the purchase of the property. So I guess I do feel bad for the man. I hope he's able to, because he's homeless now. So I hope he's able to get himself together and all of that, and hopefully, get his money back, because obviously this is not the first time. And this company were being advertised by, actors back in Nigeria. So a lot of people went with this company because of the trust they had in their actors. And I always try to remind people that this screen that we are looking at, Instagram, TikTok, and all of these things, it's just a facade, right? We don't know we don't know what's the truth anymore. So I guess, ladies, my direct question is, and this is not to shame anyone that chooses to invest in Nigeria before they invest, or buy a property where they are currently residing as or where they currently call home, right? But would you go and spend $40,000 in Nigeria to purchase a property before you buy one in a country where you're currently living in, or even if it's a condo or a place where you can call your own, and secure yourself enough before you go and invest in a country that you probably go maybe once a year, maximum 3 times a year? What do you guys think?
It's a very tricky situation, but it's two ways for me. One, why are you building the house? Are you building it so that once you're done here in the abroad, you go back home to settle, maybe in your old age? Or are you building the house for your children? Now, the tricky part about building the house for your children is that your children may grow up and decide that they don't want to inherit anything that has to do with back home. They may decide that this is where they want to be. They want to travel from coast to coast, New York to Chicago, wherever. But daddy and mommy, I'm not going back home. So whatever you're doing there is none of my business, right? Now, it's quite heartbreaking on the fact that they can invest in their present, where they are, rather than investing in a place where you will just go there once or twice. And usually it's only Christmas time. They'll just go there and go and do, spray money. People come and dance in the compound and they give them free food. You understand? So that's just it, really.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
why don't you just invest in where you are and enjoy the benefits of your labor, for Christ's sake? That's my take.
Yeah.
I'm not going to judge anyone for doing what they want to do.
Of course.
I'll rather
Of course.
invest where I
This
can.
is a no judgment zone.
Yeah.
Yes, no judgments.
Judging, no judging, no judging.
Okay,
yeah.
ladies,
Yeah.
you know that this is a talk show and people drop comments and they call in. So there's a comment from Abigail on YouTube that story that the Lagos and that the man is not giving the whole bit of the story. and that there are
Mm-hmm.
parts of the ball that he dropped. So it will be
Uh-huh.
interesting to see what
Can
they
Wow.
Abigail
come
call?
out with more details. So Abigail, if you are within Canada, our numbers are on the screen. We would really love to know what the full
Yes.
details are so that everybody gets to know what the gist is. But to
Yes.
your
True.
point, Amen. So if I wanted to answer that thing, I have again so many questions in my head. If the man, if the man is such that, because there are people that are in Canada or in US or somewhere else outside their home country, that they go back to their country of origin every year. So it's not like they are living only in their abroad home.
Mm-hmm.
So if he wants to invest that kind of money, because he will be kind of shuttling between Nigeria and Canada, fine. But if you're not going to be on ground to make sure that things are done properly, please tread carefully. Because I don't know if you guys remembered when, I think this was sometime last year, parts of Lagos around the Pestac area, that they initially said people could build, and people went ahead and built, and then the government said they were illegal land, they were blocking the drainage, and started demolishing houses. So we come from a climate where due process is not followed. So
Yeah.
unless you are going to follow it to the letter, like I said, if I'm going to buy a patch of land in Lagos, I have to see the CFO and go with an army of lawyers. That's the only time,
Necessary.
because 40,000 Canadian dollars is a
My
significant
goodness.
It's
amount.
a lot of money.
It is
Money.
it's a
Yeah,
lot of money.
it is. It is.
And
It is.
going by the way things run here, for you to save that amount of money, you will walk yourself to the bone.
I
So
know.
it's not. I
Yeah,
I won't do that.
it's scary. It's scary. I don't think I can come back from that if I lose $40,000 tonight.
All right.
That would
So,
definitely be
Sabi,
village people wahala.
I tell you, Sabi. So, what do you have something to contribute to that story?
Um, well, first of all, I feel so sorry for the guy. It's really, really a depressing story. But personally, will I invest in Nigeria when I'm living there? When I don't have my own home here? No, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, home is where I can rest my head and hang my hat, and I think that is Canada for me at this moment. So I'm not going to do that. Sorry.
All right. So, on that note, we'll call it a wrap on that segment. And when we return, we will be joining the love coach, Ibis, on her own episode of Ibis Love Haven. She is a love therapist. She is good with marriage talk, relationship talk. I have coconut head when it comes to love. Maybe she will soften my mind a little bit. Anyways, don't go anywhere. When we return, we will be joining Ibis
Hallelujah.
Love Haven.
Hello, my name is Bukola Udefiago. I'm a certified relationship coach, enriching marriages and strengthening relationships through my platform, Ibis Love Heaven. I'm popularly known as Ibis, the coach next door. So, on this segment of Ibis Love Corner, I'm going to be talking about the disheartening high rate of divorce cases in the African community. Yes, so pathetic. I know you probably would have seen one or two, or probably read or heard about one or two. Yes, it's happening at a very, very fast and high rate. Well, do you know that most of those divorces were initiated by the wives? Do you also know that it was mostly caused by resentment from wives? Yes, accumulations of pain, endurance, abuse, domestic abuse, psychological abuse, physical abuse. Yes, and the moment they relocate abroad, they leave that African community where they feel their interests will not be protected. The moment they go abroad where they think the women are more empowered, they have a structure in place that would listen to them, they just want to fight back. And I'm not saying that all of these women that are leaving their husbands are mostly by abuse. We have some of them too who were never abused. As a matter of fact, they have wonderful husbands. Wonderful husbands, but they just want to be free. Or maybe they have been badly influenced by friends, by marriage destroyers. Exactly. We have this cases is not just a one-way traffic. We have the ones that were never abused, and we have the ones that have been abused. And this is just an opportunity for them to fight back. You can agree with me that a well-cultured woman will not just wake up one day and think that I think I'm tired of this marriage, I just want to leave. No. If you listen to stories, then you will know what I'm talking about. As a husband, if all of this thing that I have listed are the things that you have done to your wife in the past, or maybe you are still doing it to your wife right now, my brother, Egbomi, it will not work. You better stop. You better stop. It will not work. We can only work together to create a healthy environment for ourselves, and most especially those precious ones, those children that we are bringing into this world. We are being named African communities. We are no longer staying. That is what they call us. I listen to pathetic stories and I'm like, what exactly is going on? It is not easy out there. If you leave a marriage and you're going into another one, do you even know who you're going to meet? You are starting all over again. Why can't you become a better person for this person that you so want so badly? Why can't I adjust? Women just need you to make an effort. And we have good husbands too who just need their woman to understand that, hey, I'm just trying my best. Understand it. Accept me this way. What am I saying in essence? Some of the things that we think we can do to the wives back home, where we're coming from, cheat on them, maltreat them, and nothing is going to happen. A lot will happen here if you do not adjust yourself. In conclusion, please stay with your marriage, work on your marriage, become a better person for yourself, for your children, for your spouse, so that we can create a healthy environment. Remember that you can contact me. My shoulders are broad. You are safe with me. If you need a personal coaching with me, click on the link in my bio, Ibis Love Heaven, and book a session with me, and let's talk. You have a blessed day. Bye for now. Bye.
Wow, that's a wonderful, wonderful video. I have so many questions right now. But before we go on the questions, I would like to encourage you all, those watching online, and you're wondering, how can I come in? How can I communicate? How can I tell them what I'm feeling? I just heard something. Call, please. Subscribe, hit the subscribe button, comment, ask your questions, call in, and we're here to listen to you, and we really want to hear from you. I mean, this is the maiden edition. Don't you want to be part of it? New, it's just like buying new Christmas clothes. That is what I feel like right now. Anyways, now Ibis has said a lot of things, but before we go to that, before we comment on that, there is something I want us to see. And when you see it, just tell me what you think. Relax. It's coming. It's crawling. I swear it's super good.
One child,
I
He
love
never
that
gets
video.
old. I know.
Never gets old. And because I love food, that's why I love the video. It talks about what I love, food. Anyways, moving on. Now, Ibis mentioned so many things in her video, and she mentioned marriage breakers. So please, ladies, who do we refer to as marriage breakers? And remember that a woman that is crying and shouting now, oh, he broke my heart, he did this to me, I will not go back to him, is the same woman that will lay on his chest tomorrow and castigate you. That person that came in between, I was saying you need to leave, remember they will table your matter. So who exactly is
They
a
will use it
marriage
to settle
breaker?
quarrel.
So but now, AY, who exactly is a marriage breaker?
Oh my god. Okay, so before I tell you who the marriage breakers are, I would just like to state that on here, we do not support domestic violence. If you are going through any sort of domestic violence, or you are feeling overwhelmed in your marriage, or anything that's hurting that you need to unburden, please find someone that you trust and speak to that person, whether it's a professional, whether it's a friend or a family member. Now, that being said, there's one thing that they used to say, that husband and wife matter. Do not be answering your mouth inside it. Husband. So I don't know. Marriage breakers just sounds a bit much for me. Because this thing in the other rooms, when it starts to happen, everything they told you, it shall be discussed.
Yeah.
So marriage breakers, or whatever we want to call them, it's an individual thing. Marriage is an individual thing. Everyone's marriage is different. But my thing is just, if it has to do with someone hitting you, please tell the marriage breakers so that they can come and carry your load and run with you. Yeah, it's a sensitive topic, right? So
Yes.
I wouldn't want to call anyone a marriage breaker, but they said there is I would say it in Yoruba, but I don't want to say it in Yoruba, but it's like, be quick to listen, be relaxed to speak.
Yeah.
So be the listening ear, be the shoulder for the person to cry on, and just be mindful of your tongue, because this thing that we do in the other room is a very strong something. It gets people to go back. So if you go and do cha 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 cha, when they go back to the other room,
they'll just tell the gate man,
I've
tell
said
her
my
to
own.
go back.
Yeah.
Okay, I have another one.
What AY said now
Yeah.
reminded me of something I saw on TikTok just this afternoon. One guy was complaining like that, his friend's girlfriend is no longer greeting him because they fought, and he advised his friend to leave the girl. Now they are now back together, but the guy is not greeting him again. And when he told the guy was like, that's his friend. His friend was like, yeah, you should have advised me not to leave her, because I told her everything you said. And so it's very you have to be wise to advise.
Yeah.
The holler.
That being said, back to Coach Ibe's thought. Yeah, I agree. Coming to Canada, I'm not even going to lie, I've seen a lot of marriages, either breaking up or going through issues. And I think one of the reasons is because, in Nigeria, Nigeria is largely a society that thrives on patriarchy, right? And so some Nigerian men, they are badly behaved. They behave like the lord and master of their house. So when they come here, they are still coming with that mentality. They are not supporting their wives. They are not, and I'm not trying to excuse the women, right? That's not that topic for the day. We are just trying to discuss, so far what we've been saying. So what I think a lot of us, both men and women, we need to unlearn all the bad things. We need to relearn, new things, and just learn and just be better. Because seriously, marriage is sweet, but we just have to, be intentional and commit to being better people with our
Yeah.
spouses, being considerate, being kind. When you are
Yeah.
kind to
True.
somebody, you will do better to that person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
Izor, considering
Totally.
the fact that there is nothing on the streets, you may think that that man outside is better than your husband. That woman outside is better than your wife. We've been seeing things happening, men taking other wives, thinking that their new wife, is better than the old one. What's your take on it, really, for those people staying in Canada, in abroad generally?
Yeah.
What do you think? There's nothing on the streets. Hit it. Tell them.
So, the first thing I would say is this. There's a general notion that the grass is always greener on the other person's lawn. But what you might not know that grass might be plastic grass. It might not be real grass.
Another angle.
So
I'm taking notes.
Word. Mm.
so that's the answer to that. People should okay, before I even go into that, when they say marriages come to Canada and they break, if there was a crack on the wall in Nigeria, and because of the culture and family and sometimes church, people are like, let me just bear. When these women come out of that system, they can no longer take it, especially when the men don't change. So that becomes a problem. So that's why it seems as if the statistics is once the women come here, they walk out of the marriage. But the thing is, if there was a crack in Nigeria, it will only get worse when you come to this place, because right now here, it's a different ball game. The women are more empowered. And apart from that, the women need support. Our men, we need support. The women here need support, because when you are in Nigeria, I would use a case in point. We are all women. Some of us have young kids. Now in Nigeria, you either have a house help, you have sister, cousin, whatever, helping you out with everything whilst you go to work and contribute just as the man is contributing. But you come to Canada here, all those things are not there. So when a man will say, I can't wash plates or I can't do laundry, it will rub the woman the wrong way. So let us be mindful of the fact that you love this woman. When you stood with that woman in front of the priest with God presiding, you told her that you will love her and you will give. There's a word they use. I pledged thee my troth. I used to wonder that troth that they talk about that troth. I don't know. I've always wondered about that. I'm just saying. They say this is in the Orthodox side. They say I pledged thee my troth. I don't know. Am I sacrificing my troth? But anyhow, the moral of the story is you said you were going to be a backbone for her. Some men said, like I was listening to somebody once, and they said Sarah called Abraham Lord. Do you know what Abraham did for Sarah?
I don't know. He bought her gold.
Yes. Women are by nature. A woman, if most women, I think, most women, if you walk 3 miles, they will come 7 miles. Women are by nature givers. It might seem as if I am the advocate for women, but that's the truth. Now,
but it's true. Yeah.
Again, we cannot take away the fact that, because I like keeping it 100. We cannot take away the fact that there are some women amongst us that they will come here and say, make I see as a Oyibo man own the B. Own in question mark. And they are men. Let's call it as it is. Let's say it. Let's address the elephant in the room. Yes, sip, please. And then there are men too that will come and say, make I see as Oyibo woman own the B. So
the sweet.
the people that people that have this notion, they can forget that marriage is a commitment, and they can forget the vows that they gave. So my advice is, remember anytime pressure comes on the marriage, remember when you stood before God and said, for better, for worse. But that said, if he's giving you basbos, you are free to walk out. Because
no grief for
anybody. I go back to my mantra. No grief for anybody.
Run!
Thank you so so
We are
much.
not
Thank you,
green.
ladies. And we will be wrapping up that segment because I know if I leave it, we will go on and on and on. Before we return before we go on a short break, please do not forget you still have a chance to call in. Please comment, ask any question you have right now on our YouTube channel. Subscribe so that whenever we have any information, you will be the first to know. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back and we will be taking What Do I Do?
Okay.
Welcome back, my wonderful people. And now we'll be joining Savvy as she takes us on a ride on What Do I Do? Savvy, over to
Yeah.
you.
Hi, hello. Welcome once again. It's good to see you. So this segment, we are going to be posting stories, as seen on social media, people asking for advice. What do I do? So we stumbled upon this story, and listeners, if you are listening, please call in and let us know what you will do if you are in this person's shoe. So this person said, oh yeah, can you please help me post? I need advice on this. I had a dream, saw a man proposing to me, but the face wasn't familiar. A week later, a friend introduced me to this same guy I saw a week ago. That's the guy she saw in her dream. But then he's married, right? Note, 4 years married, no kids. Medically, he isn't the problem. So that means they've been tested. The wife is the problem. He loves me so much, but I'm so scared. If you are in my shoes, what will you do? So ladies, if you are in this, what will you do? Listeners, if you are in this lady's shoe, what will you do?
Look at her. I feel like passing my hand through the phone to check the text herself. What's that? Let me tell you something. I think this is why I come in. I've been meaning to say this. Dear side chick or side chick to be or side chick in the future. Let me just tell you something.
Intending side chick.
You see that mentality of you can be better than the wife. Erase it. Do you understand? Because I promise you that the moment maybe you get pregnant, it is over for you, really. I mean, not all, I don't know how it works for the rest, but some of them have a way of thinking that I can be better than this woman, or she doesn't have a kid, I can bring children for her. I'm just going to give a short story where someone had girls and he went to get another side chick and this side chick kept threatening the wife, I can do better than you, blah, blah, blah. I can give birth to a boy. And guess what? This man who has already had 2 grown-up university graduates now had another baby girl with that side chick. Like, this is how it was. Because what exactly were you thinking? What were you thinking? It is enough that they're already going through so much in their marriage, and you now think that you will be better than the woman. No, darling, you will not be better. Okay? So, really, side chicks, take a chill pill. Focus on your studies. Go to work. Get a business. Go and look for your own man somewhere. Do you understand? You are not better.
This man will tell you anything. We've seen cases where men will say, oh, their wife is dead. Some will even go as far as printing obituary for a living wife. So how are you even sure that this is true? Anyway, what do you think?
I'm trying to hold myself. I'm trying to keep my cool. But I'm gonna need her to go back to sleep and redream the dream and see another face because it's not adding up. So I have so many questions. It's not a dream, that's fantasy. But I just have how I wish we can go and just ask the question in the chat, in the post that
swear.
who told you the wife was the one with the problem? Like, where did you get this information from? Is it the man telling you this? Is it the friend telling you this? And if the face, obviously, it's not the same person because you did not see the face in the dream. So I think she's fantasizing.
Yeah.
She's fantasizing on the guy, or maybe she's had the eye on the guy for quite a while. She needs deliverance. She needs deliverance. That's it. She just needs deliverance.
So ladies, we have comments on our YouTube channel. I'm just going to read it so that we can all talk about it. So we have Abigail. Abigail is giving a lot of vibes this evening. She said, how did she see the same guy in her dream? Lots of laugh emoji. I feel you, because I don't know. She must be a Nostradamus or something that is in the future.
I really want to say hello to Abigail. Thank you.
Olayo said, I think that marriages break mostly because of unmet expectations. So do you guys think people should, so do you think, this is me talking on behalf of the singles now, that during dating people should state out, this is my expectation, and then have a checkbook where they check it, you met this, you met that, stuff like that? Do you think that's one way to curb this?
So the thing is, I really think going into marriage, you need to be self-aware, right? Know what you want, have expectations, and it's not enough to have the expectations. You have to communicate the expectations to your significant other, right? So that that person can love you the way you want to be loved, and not, let's say, for example, let's talk about love language. I'm reading a book now, it's talking about love language. So let's say, we have 5 love languages. So let's say my love language is acts of service, and my hobby's own is gifts. So if he's buying me a gift, he's loving me, but he's not loving me the way I want to be loved. I don't want that. I want to help me wash plates. I want you to do the laundry. That's what I want, right? I want you to cook for me. So we just need to be self-aware, and it's so sad that a lot of us.
Hold on, Savvy. Sorry, I'm going to jump in. If the man's love language is he needs a houseboy, since your own is to wash, his own is he needs houseboy. So now we're having conversation now, because I must say this.
Now don't enter another road though.
On the comment section, one said, I don't know where you are going, or why.
Okay.
So someone said that on the comment section that because we are all ladies, our take is skewed. Is skewed in favor of the ladies. Accepted. So that's what I'm saying to you, Savvy.
I think I don't want to say it's only to the favor of the ladies. No, we love men. I love men. Please, men. I advocate for men a lot. Do you know why? Because I also have sons, right? And I've got brothers as well. So, and I know how sometimes I look at my son and I just be like, when I see some crazy things that happen in the world, I just be like, I pray my baby doesn't have to go through that kind of situation, or how will I prepare him so that he's mature? Because now we are complaining of men did this, men did that, and somehow we are blaming it back on their mothers, saying, their mother didn't bring them up properly. So now it is our turn to do that work, that thing that we are complaining about. It's our turn now to see how easy it is, to prepare your son for the future. Not just you. I don't think it's a woman's role alone. He should also have a man figure, a male figure in his life that will be able to, put him on that path. So yes, men, we love you, and I will never be biased towards men. I feel that men play a very strong role in the family, and it can never be replaced by the woman. Yeah.
I'm just gonna jump in, ladies.
Thank you.
And I'm just going to challenge, because we're all mothers on here, right? And I'm sure some of our viewers are also mothers, if not all of them, that yes, our mothers and our fathers has failed us in raising great, loving men. And some of them were able to unlearn those behavior and then relearn new behaviors, right? We know that it takes 66 days to learn new habits. Some of them have been intentional about it and they're standing on that ground. So I'm going to challenge us now that we have sons and we have daughters. Let's do better. Let's be intentional about raising future husbands that are loving and caring, and future wives that are loving and caring and understanding, and that are vocal to what they want, how they want it. So there's some of us never talked about sex growing up with our parents. Let's have those conversations with our kids. Let our children learn to please their partners, whether it's man or women, because some of these things are what affects when we come to this side of the world, right? Then there's opportunities, there's options, there's availability of other things, there's social media, there's a lot of things. So I'm challenging us all here that have children to let's not repeat, cycle of bad behaved men and bad behaved women. So I'm not about just the men here, even some women. You see some women that you come across that you like, whose wife are you? So, or whose daughter are you? So let's challenge ourselves and all the other women that going forward, we should try our best to be intentional about raising proper husbands and wives. And there's no women role in the kitchen and men role in the we all are partners in relationships and we should behave as partners. So let's teach our kids better going forward. That's what I feel like I need to just drop that salt in.
True.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, and there's a small story of a boy who went for NYSC. It's a youth service camp, and he wanted to cook rice and beans. So while he just put in the whole rice and beans into the pot as they're cooking, and when he opened the pot after cooking, he finally realized that the beans was still hard and the rice was soft. And when they asked him, what happened? He said, my mother never taught me how to cook. Well, my darling, cooking is something that everybody can, learn. Because when you come to Canada, like what IB said, she said things like this cause problems, cooking, chores, and stuff like that. It should be a way of life. It's a normal thing. It's a survival skill. So let us learn to teach our children. Yeah, these are basic things that we must learn. And,
so, ladies, I ask again so that we keep our eye on the ball. What should she do? Should she now go and meet that married man, or just tell herself that
she should go and sleep? She should go back and sleep.
She should go.
Let her go back and sleep.
Spiritual husband. That has to be spiritual husband. She needs deliverance. Actually, she should go to Odumeje. Odumeje, the Indian man. That's the man
that was She should go back to sleep. Let her go back to sleep and ask for the spirit of clarity. Let her see the right face and stop seeing other people's husband. And if that doesn't work for her, let her buy itself a toy. Bye.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
You have to go there. You went there.
Thank you so much, ladies. Thank you. I want to say thank you to Abigail. And who was the second commenter? I didn't get the name. Thank you so much.
Oladayo. Oladayo actually dropped another comment. So let me just chip her comment in. Sure. She said, people have fantasies. We need to be realistic and set goals that can be met. So I think she was reacting to our expectation question. Marriage is not what we read in Nails and Bones. Generally think that compromise must be made and from both sides. I think that was what she was trying to. So thank you, Oladayo. Thank you for that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. So ladies, final comments. I'm going to start with Savvy. Say your final comments because we'll be rounding up very soon.
Yeah, people. As you go into this week, just stay savvy on all things. Bye from me.
Oh, wow. Short and simple. Okay, AY, over to you.
You know me. I'm going to remind you that you have audacity in this world. Go into the week and be audacious in all the rooms you'll be walking into. Be audacious in those applications, in those conversations. Leave your mark and let people know you came. Let them remember that someone came. So audacity for the week.
It's the audacity for me, definitely. Izor,
For
let's hear your
audacity.
take.
So, Melting Pot family, it's good to be back here. I want to thank all those that tuned in. My take and my word with you this evening is just be yourself.
Yeah.
Take life easy. Life is every day. Give your best and leave the rest. That's my take.
Very powerful words from powerful women, and I hope you've been able to learn a thing or two. I hope you've been entertained like I have been, and I hope you will be tuning in
Yes.
same time next week, 7 p.m. on Sunday. Definitely don't worry, we are back and we are better, more juicy content for you, beautiful segments for you. And remember, it's safe out there. Go outside. It's not snowing anymore. Don't take it from me. I didn't say that. Anyways, we'll see you again same time next week. Remain blessed. And from all of
Bye.
us, we're saying bye.
Bye.